Hey guys, it's Caleb here with White Metal Games. This is a video regarding building an Emperor Titan, part 3 of an unknown number of parts. I'm not for sure how many it'll take. As I was reviewing the footage from the last couple, and I apologize for any audio problems I've been having. I don't know what's going on with my little Sony camera. I dropped it a few weeks ago, and ever since then I've had some sound issues, so I might have to look into getting a new one. We'll see. It's been a good little HD though. Anyway, so I noticed how far we've come along since the last video, and I realized I hadn't done an update video, so I figured it was time to do one. So this is where we stand right now with this bad boy. Now the legs are backwards. As a reminder, the torso does twist around. So this is where he's advanced to. If you look at the back of this thing, you'll be able to get a better idea of how we did this. Ooh. Sorry. The eyes are also removable. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Okay. So we needed to build the basic structure of the torso, and I did not want to sit here and cut foam core for hours and hours and hours, which is ironic because the way I ended up doing this took me hours and hours and hours. So we used, I have hundreds of these boxes that I keep for scrap, just for projects like this. So we kept a ton of these boxes. So underneath this plasticard and styrene sheeting is lots of different boxes. There's destroyer boxes, there's barge boxes, there's warrior boxes. This I guess you'd call it, I don't know, shelf up top where the city is going to rest, is actually 3 Carnifex boxes that have been taped together, glued together, and mounted. So as you can see, there's a lot of little gaps here we need to plug and fill, but that's going to be glued back down into place. So we basically created this sort of squarish body for this guy using boxes. It took a while. It took us actually 3 tries, because the first try it looked like he was just wearing a box on his body. The second try was a little bit better, and by the third time I feel like we had finally sort of figured it out. If I was going to do it again, I would definitely probably go the foam core route. I feel like I'd have more control over the body and it wouldn't be quite so square. But I don't think it's bad. I think it works pretty well, certainly as a first attempt and a learning attempt. Inside of here, we filled it in with expanding foam. You get this from your local do-it-yourself store for about $6 a can, and we used an entire can on this guy. So we basically just shoved it in the gaps and just filled and filled and filled. Now that doesn't fill in the boxes. They're still hollow, but these things are pretty sturdy. My idea was that the boxes would lend greater integrity and strength to it than just simple foam core. And I actually do believe that's the case. I think these are a lot sturdier than if I had just used foam core as a shell. I think these are pretty thick, and I think they'll allow me to glue a lot of stuff on there. Then we covered it in plasticard sheeting or styrene sheeting. You get this from Gale Force 9 for about $10 for a pack of about 9 sheets. It's a pretty reasonable price. Up top, this is just a craft foam you get from a craft store, and you can get this from Walmart in a package for probably about $3 or $4 for about 12 sheets. The sheets are large. They're a thin foam. This is the material that we're using. So you can see it's a pretty thick, maybe it's 1/8 of an inch or so. It's not bad. It should take paint pretty well, I think, as well, like most foams do. We won't be able to use spray paint on it. We'll have to use some sort of primer on it, but I think it'll be okay. Of course, the arms are ready for their weapons. As you can see here, the feet are mounted. We got those on there. I don't know if those were on there on the last video, but these are, I think they were mounted actually. These are a combination of, what do you call it? Fortress of Redemption from the Dark Angels kit. I had one of these with some extra pieces from Horde of Bits for all your bits needs. The head, which has come a long way from the last time you saw it, at that point was just a gator skull from Walmart, and what we did is we mounted these doors on here as sort of ears, and we basically added some plasticard up here that you can see for some plating, and then we added this sort of like mane of hair. It's got some nostrils that look like venting. So actually, I think it looks pretty decent for what's going to be a large wolf head on this Titan. I think it looks all right. It's not perfect, but it's certainly not bad. Bought these eyes from Etsy from a taxidermy specialist who was doing some fantasy eyes. These are 20 millimeters. So those will get glued on after this guy is all painted up and ready to go. So that doesn't look too bad. I think it looks like a pretty decent wolf snout. Now the snout's a little longer than most wolves, but I think for a caricature wolf it's not bad. So that's where we stand right now. Obviously there's going to be a massive city mounted on his back. There's going to be plating. We're going to do stuff like this for the hull plating. And we're going to do that all over the place. We're going to do some Cities of Death sprues. We're going to do some Bastion sprues. So he's just going to be covered from head to toe. We've obviously got to detail the legs. The legs need leg guards. They need some sort of something here to fill this in and make it look a little more dynamic. The arms and their weapons need to be done. The bottoms, you know, this thing needs housing on it. There's tons more to do. But this is where we stand right now, and I think it's starting to look like something that I think will be okay in the long run. Again, not a project for the faint of heart, but not bad, and we're coming along, and I think eventually it will look great. It just takes time. There's been a lot of times at this point where you really want to quit, and this is the point where you have to be like, all right, I'm going to commit to this, and I'm going to do it. Because even people like me who do this all the time get to the point where we're like, man, do I really want to keep sinking money into this project? Is it really going to be worth it in the end? And you just have to look at the final product and go, yes, it's going to be worth it. I want to do it. I want to see it through. Lots of people get to this point and then quit. And I understand that. It's a lot of work. You know, at this point, we're 20, 30 hours into the project, and it doesn't look like we're 20 to 30 hours in because of all the work. But, you know, eventually you get to that point where you're like, now the rest is just going to fly together. We're not there yet, but I'm going to work on it today. And I think by next week, we'll start to see some real progress on it. And hopefully within a month or so, we'll have it ready for painting, and go from there. So if you're just tuning into this, my name is Caleb, and I am a conversion artist for hire. I do terrain, I do conversion projects. We obviously build Titans. We also do any sort of large creature for Tyranids, Chaos, whatever. We do painting, and we also do consignment. If you're looking to offload an old army, we have a very competitive rate. So just call us, or not call us, email us at caleb@whitemetalgames.com. And I'll put the link up here for you so you can see it. And we offer a very competitive rate if you're looking to get rid of an old army, buy a new army, that sort of thing. We don't give you in-store credit. We actually give you cash. So we obviously take our cut out of that. There's eBay fees and PayPal fees, but it's still pretty competitive. So contact us. You know, email us. Let us know if you're interested. You have to send us your army. We can't go pick it up. But so that is shipping out of your pocket. But after that, we handle the rest. We handle posting it. We handle the ads. We send you a consolidated inventory list later to show you what was sold, for how much, where it was sold, how it was sold, that sort of thing. And we work with you the entire way to make sure that you sell it the way you want it sold. So, okay, I guess that's it. Look for the next video, part 4, probably posted next week. Until then, be sure to get in the game this week. Pick your minis where your mouth is. Have a work in it.